Strong in the core and upper body, and then wind it down with some Qigong. We'll start with some Qigong warm-ups, turning from the hips and waist, knocking the lower back and lower abdomen. We've got our feet about shoulder width apart. Take a few deep breaths. This one just to wake up our energy, clear any stuck energy or inertia. We'll just do it with a little wider stance today, toes pointed out, feet about twice the width of the shoulders. Shift your weight as you knock. Let's build a little heat in the legs, get our energy and blood flowing here. Nice spinal twist. The lower and wider your stance, the more challenge you're going to get here. And step it back in. Bring your fingers together with your thumbs. Place that over your chest. And we'll start to circle the elbows. Looking to open up the shoulder joints here. Lubricate that shoulder joint. Get it ready for some of this upper body work we're going to do today. You'll notice I'm not just moving the arms, but I'm sinking the chest and opening the chest, rounding the spine, and standing up tall. Hips sinking, hips forward. So the whole body's moving together with this. Make as big a circle as you can. Motion is lotion. And let's just do one arm at a time, just like we're going for a swim. Think about lifting the elbow high towards the sky, but keeping the hip anchored towards the floor, creating a nice stretch and opening, not just in the shoulder now, but also the waist. Take some deep breaths as we move. Let's go backwards. Again, just like we're swimming, doing the backstroke here with little rooster wings. Relax it down, bring your hands in front of you and flop your wrists. Try to just relax the hands and wrists here, let the effort come from the upper arms. Turn it upside down, just make a little space in that wrist joint. Then we'll spiral the wrists. So we cross the wrists over each other, circle the wrists around each other, while circling the hand itself as well. Go the other direction. We just want to make sure these joints are nice and warmed up before we start doing any load bearing on them. Give it all a shake. Very nice. We're going to find our way down to the floor for our first strength exercise, starting with the basics, just a push-up. So you're going to find your hands under your shoulders. You can have your knees on the floor if you're new to this or just need to start building up your strength. Try to keep your back straight and flat. Don't let your belly come down towards the floor. If you need more effort, lift your knees off the ground. And again, keep your hips and your belly up. Think about it as though you're trying to touch the floor with your sternum rather than with your belly or hips. We're just doing 10 today. Come back. You can sit on your heels. Find a little Zazen. Good job. That's our first round. And then in between sets, we're going to find a plank position. So coming down with the elbows on the floor, hands and elbows making sort of a triangle here. Again, you can do this with the knees still on the floor, or if you're ready for it, lift the knees off the ground. And again, try to keep your butt and belly up. Don't let your low back collapse and cave in. Keep straight as a board. Gonna hold and breathe. And then we'll bring it back. Zazen, find your breath here. Just catch your breath between sets. Let's do one more round. Hands under the shoulders, push-ups. Again, you can do with knees on the floor, if whatever you need to do to get to 10 push-ups. So here, as you come down, your elbows are going out 45 degrees from your rib cage. So they're not coming straight out to 90 degrees. And they're not going 0 degrees right next to your ribs, but 45 right in the middle. So this keeps it nice and safe for the shoulder joint while still getting some work in for the chest muscle. Sit back on the heels. You of course, don't have to sit like this if this is uncomfortable for some reason. But find some kind of rest position in between sets. Find your breath. Come down one more time for that plank. Elbows to the floor, forearms forming a triangle. Again, if this is too hard for you, you can keep the knees on the floor. Keep that low back nice and high. It's going to want to fall down. Keep it up. And back to our rest position. Find a couple breaths. Okay, hands back under the shoulders. We're going to find pike push-ups. This is a bit like push-ups from a downward dog. The easier version is to keep the knees on the floor. So this is more sort of a shoulder press exercise rather than a chest press. So you're bringing your face towards the floor, keeping the spine straight. Obviously a little harder with the knees off the floor, lifting a lot more of your body weight this way. Here the elbows can flare out a little more as we work those shoulder muscles. And if you find this too easy for some reason, this one's usually pretty hard, you can always put your feet up on a higher object like a chair, and that'll make it a lot harder. Find our rest pose, a few breaths. Again, just 10 reps. Very nice, one more round. Hands under the shoulders. Again, you can do it with the knees off the floor or on the floor, or even throw your feet up on a chair if this is too easy. But you want to feel like getting to 10 is pretty challenging. Going for 10 reps again. If you feel any issues in your joints, like your shoulders, elbows, wrists, you might want to take an easier position. You can always skip exercises if they're really causing pain in a joint. You want the pain in the muscle. There's that pleasant burning pain of muscle building. You don't want that pain in the joint. Usually that means something's being degraded. Couple breaths in our resting pose. Hands back under the shoulders. We're going to find a side plank here. So with one hand on the floor, other hand lifting towards the sky, one leg extended, the other leg can have the knee on the floor to support you. But if it feels appropriate, bring both knees off the floor and find your body straight as a board. Again, the hips are going to want to fall towards the floor here, but you're going to try to keep them up, keeping a straight line with the body, not a curve. Let's come back to the center, switch sides. Again, you can see you can keep one knee on the floor. If this is super hard for you, just stay right here. If you're feeling the challenge, both feet on the floor, knees off the floor. Notice how I'm lifting my hips actively here. What they want to do is fall with gravity, so I'm keeping them up to keep a straight line from my heels to my head. Let's bring it back down. Rest position, couple breaths. That one's good for strengthening the shoulders and the obliques, those muscles along your waist. Do one more round, hands to the floor, straighten one leg, you can keep the knee on the floor, hand lifts towards the sky, and if it feels appropriate, get both knees off the ground, stack the feet, keep that long straight line in the body. Keep those hips up. Breathe through it. And switch sides. You can keep both knees off the ground as you transition if you want that kind of challenge. Otherwise, knee on the floor. Or slowly move into stacking the feet. Long straight line. Activate those obliques. Back to the center, rest pose, couple breaths. Next posture or movement is going to work the back of our core. We're going to do what is sometimes called Supermans. We're going to bring ourselves down onto our bellies, extend our arms forward, our legs back. And you're going to lift left leg and right arm. Hold here as high as you can with them while keeping them straight. Let them down, and lift the left arm and right leg. Hold them high and straight, working a nice cross pattern across the back of the body. Now we're going to lift both. Okay, you'll feel your low back muscles and your glutes activate here. And then we're just going to bring the head to the floor, hands under the forehead. Just rest that back for a moment. We're going to do a few more of these. So our next one, we're going to extend both arms and legs up, but then we're going to kick, lifting, alternating. So left arm, right leg lift, right arm, left leg lift, and we're fluttering like we're kicking in the water. Again, working that cross pattern. That back is having to fire a lot, your obliques, your back muscles, to stabilize the body as you keep throwing it off balance with this alternating cross pattern. Bring the hands back under the head. Take a little rest. We'll just do one more round of those, but take a nice breath first. Breathe into your low back. Let's extend out. Lift up. And our little flutter pattern. Lifting opposite leg and arm. Lowering opposite leg and arm. Sort of reach through your fingertips and toes. You shouldn't be bending from the knees here, but from the hips. Hips and shoulders rather than knees and elbows. Bring it down. Send ourselves back to rest position. Take a deep breath. Recenter. Catch the breath. When we catch our breath between sets, we're able to exert more energy in the next set, which allows us to build more strength quicker. Let's come onto the back again, and we'll do one more to work the front of the core. We're going to find our hands in a little diamond or arrowhead, touching the thumbs together and the first fingers. And we're going to place that under the sacrum and tailbone. So your sacrum and tailbone sort of fit into that diamond slot. We're going to lift the head, neck, and shoulders, lift the feet off the floor about 6 inches, and alternate crossing one ankle over the other. So keep alternating each time. Keeping your head, neck, and shoulders lifted off the floor, looking towards your feet. Keeping the legs straight and strong, reach through your heels. Keep pulsing. You can blow the breath out the mouth. And we'll bring it down. Give it a little rest. A little rest. And keep your hands where they are, because we'll do one more set. Lifting head, neck, and shoulders. Look towards your feet. Lift the heels about 6 inches off the floor. Cross and open. Cross, open. Keep alternating. So this one, nice to work that front abdomen muscles. Those are what we call the six-pack muscles. But also gets into those hip flexors. Gets some of those nice stabilizers. Again, you can use that blowing breath. Blowing the breath out each time you cross. And bring it down. That's the last of the hard work for this quick little workout series. You can release the hands, hug the knees into the chest. Just kind of rock it around a little bit, massage your lower back with the floor. Bring yourself back up to seated somehow and back up to standing. Shake it all out. And we'll just roll our shoulders here. We'll move into a little mobility and flexibility. Now that those muscles are nice and warm and activated, nice to stretch them out. Sort of like putting metal in the furnace before the blacksmith tempers it into the shape. So here, let's bring the palms together behind the back, fingers pointed down, about as high as you can, doesn't have to be super high. We're slowly going to circle the head while reaching through the crown of the head. So reach through the crown. That's going to keep your neck nice and long and protected. Because what we want here is to stretch the muscles around the neck and shoulders, but we don't want to pinch the discs between the spinal vertebra of the neck. So we achieve that by reaching through the crown, keeping a long, strong neck. As it circles, let's go the other way. You can link your breath here, exhaling down, inhaling back. As we get stronger, the muscles become tighter generally. It's always good to pair your strength training with some flexibility training. Come over to one side, circle the chin. So you're looking for that stretch just going down one side of the neck now, and using that chin circle to massage that stretch through. Come to the other side again, find it on one side, then use a little circle of the chin to just sort of massage that muscle we're stretching with motion. These ones are really great for neck and shoulder pain. Let's drop it down, release, give it a little shake. I'll do one more. It's a spinal twist and a stretch for the front of the shoulder. We'll take the right hand behind the back. It can be as low as the tailbone or as high as the shoulder blades. The other hand is in front of the solar plexus, the sternum. And we're going to twist, starting to our right, and come back to the center, and twist to the left. So as we go to the left, the hand can pull back past the sternum. Come to the center, hand comes in front of the sternum and stays in front of the sternum as we twist right. Looking for a little stretch on the front of the right shoulder. And here's the left hand pulls back, maybe a stretch down the front of the left arm or chest. Also looking for a spinal twist. You'll notice my legs aren't twisting a lot here. What people will often naturally do is twist a whole lot in the legs just to get further. We're going to stay strong in the legs and keep the twist mostly in the spine. Let's come to the center, shake it out. Switch sides, left hand behind the back, right hand in front of the sternum. Your hand doesn't need to be as high up as mine. Twisting to the left. Center, twisting to the right hand can pull back a bit, finding perhaps a stretch down in towards the funny bone. Let's use our breath here. Exhale, twist, inhale, center. Exhale, twist, inhale, center. Nice slow breaths. I almost stopped a little prematurely there, but keep going. Exhale, twist, inhale, center. And let's shake it out. All right, big shake with the body, full body shake. Bounce into your heels. Let your shoulders, wrists, neck, base of the skull, jaw all relax. Relax your chest, relax your lower back muscles. Let your tailbone bounce up and down here as that low back relaxes. Relax to the center. Pause, feel your body. We're going to find a little posture here we call Wuji. It's just the hands, palms face down, about shoulder width apart. Just a little bit in front of the hips, maybe 6 inches out from the hips. Knees are softly bent, tailbones relaxing down. We're going to bring our left hand palm face up and get ready for a movement from Tai Chi called brush knee twist. We turn left, switch the hands. Turn back to the center. And we go the other way. Turn to the left. Switch the hands. Turn back to the center. So we basically keep winding up in this position. And as we turn, we're switching the hands. So switching which one's up, which one's down. And come back to the center. Turn, switching the hands. Rotate back to the center. Turn, switch the hands, and the feeling you're looking for is like that upper hand is just gently pushing forward as you turn. Like part of the turn is like you're just pushing somebody away. Link our breath with this here. Inhale as we circle. Exhale as we turn and press to the center. Inhale, circle. Exhale, turn, press to the center. So a bit of a nice brain exercise here, but also we're just looking for that calming quality. Slow movement combined with slow, mindful breathing. Centering ourselves, calming the nervous system after that vigorous workout. When you come to the center, just hold this posture for a moment. Imagine a golden sunrise or sunset ahead of you. Like that forwards facing hand is gathering that golden light, filling up the body. And switch sides, and again, just briefly hold for just a couple breaths, deep and slow. That golden sunlight pouring through the palm, filling up the body. Drop it down, circle up, and pull down the sky. Always ending with a sinking motion in Qigong, making sure the Qi is sinking down to the dantian. Exhale as we drop. Inhale as we float up. Exhale down. We'll step our feet in, closing our practice with bamboo in the wind. Let your body rock and sway. Hands folded just below the navel over the lower dantian. Rocking and swaying like a pine tree on a mountainside, swaying with a gentle breeze. Just let your breath be natural, your body relax, and your mind to surrender here. Let go of effort, let go of control. Step back out and circle the lower abdomen. Deep abdominal breath, centering the energy at the dantian. Empowering our vital organs, storing a reservoir of vitality. Center it just below the navel, right at that dantian point. Deep breath in. Let the energy spread through your body with a big sigh, dissolving into Qi.